and this is the role of networking and building your business, right? This is where we met. This is when we get into our networking meeting, this is where the rubber meets the road, right? That's what we kind of say in the meeting. So just talk to me a little bit about what role. Obviously you weren't always in BNI. You network in many different ways. But just tell me about like what the importance of that networking has played, and maybe talk about like where you think you would be if you didn't put a importance on networking.
Well, I mean, certainly the business would not be where it is. I wouldn't be where I am personally. Networking is everything. I mean, relationships, networking to me are one and the same. I mean, that's the same thing to me. And I was in another networking group, certainly got a great start, helped form one locally that was very successful, which also was a great experience, a great opportunity. And as far as my kind of the way I go into those meetings, and I hope that it comes across this way, is I'm all about giving. I try to give more referrals than anyone. I try to bring in more guests to try to help grow. I try to do more one-to-ones. I try to do more CEUs. I just try to put into the universe what I want. And then I figure whatever happens from it, it's okay, because I still did the right thing. And eventually, usually networking relationships, they'll always come back in spades. I don't think that can be your motivation, because I think that comes across as disingenuous and people see right through that. But yeah, I mean, if you're not networking, and this goes to lawyers too. I mean, I don't know how many lawyers will be listening to this podcast, but
the whole nation after this episode, man, everybody, you're top 10%, buddy. They're going to be like, I need to hear Jeff Bellomo.
I mean, we are a business owner, and that crap in your head that you're not is just, it's stupid. And if you're not networking and you're not out there meeting people, I'll tell a quick story. There was a local attorney who was a competitor of mine who went out on his own, and I was having a conversation with him over lunch, and I said, you have got to get out there. You have got to market. You've got to make yourself known. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because I am, and because our other competitor is. And in a year, if you're not out there, you're going to be looking for another job, because I believe in networking. I believe in relationships. I believe in, now maybe not everybody loves me, but a lot of people know me. And so you can decide whether you love me or hate me. But the fact is I'm out there and I'm meeting new people all the time. And he kind of, I said, you're busy right now because you took all of these cases from the firm, but you didn't generate them. The firm did. And so you've got to start building these new relationships and get your networking under your belt, because in a year, you're now competing with two behemoths who are out there constantly and are in the community. And unfortunately, he didn't listen. And ultimately, he ended up having to go get a job at another law firm because a year passed. He didn't have any relationships. The phone stopped ringing. And I think of that example all the time. And I think, I even told him how to beat me. I told him what to do to be better than me. I didn't hide it. I wanted him to succeed. There's plenty of business to go around. There's plenty of business for all of us. And I wanted him to do better, and I wanted him to succeed. It was really hard for me a year later to have that lunch where he's like, I didn't believe you. I didn't take your advice. I didn't trust you. I didn't believe you. I didn't think it was real. You were so right. I'm like, I didn't want to be right. I don't need to be right.
Yeah, so exactly.
Networking is everything, man. It's all who you know. It's nothing about what you know. It's all on who you know.
Jeff, if someone was wanting to get started with networking, right? Let's say they didn't have any budget. What would be the first things you would tell them to do?
Get out there. Get out in the community. Show up at Rotary events or chamber events, or even the free ones. If you don't have the money to do that, be present, be around, give back to the community. Just be there for people, and always try to put great in the world and abundance, and it will come back. There are a lot of free options. Get involved if you're a religious person. Get involved in your church. Give your time, give your energy. Just put out there what it is that you want to receive, and you'll get there, man. You'll be successful.